A love song? Not even close. This is a story about war. Not one that happened, but one that almost did. A song that smuggled political panic onto the dance floors across the world. And somehow, it still matters today. This is a closer listen to Nena's 99 Red Balloons. It started with something so innocent. Two band members at a Rolling Stone concert in West Berlin on June 8, 1982, watching a bunch of balloons drift into the sky. But this was 1982, in Germany, in the shadow of the Cold War. Those balloons weren't just floating through the clouds. They were drifting towards radar systems, trigger fingers, and military paranoia. The question hit hard. What if something so small could start something so big? From that spark came 99 Luftballons, a synth-pop song with jagged edges, a warning dressed like a hit. And somehow, it was a hit. Just not the kind anyone expected. In 1983, Nena wasn't just a pop star. She was a 23-year-old woman singing a warning from the edge of history. Nena, born Gabriela Susanne Kerner in West Germany, came of age and the country literally split in two. When she later moved to Berlin, the city still bore the scars of war. The wall wasn't just a political symbol. It was a physical barrier that cut through lives, families, and futures. And here she was, with a wild mane of hair and a defiant stare, standing in front of the world and daring to say, "Look what we're about to do to ourselves." That's what made 99 Luftballons so powerful. It wasn't a lecture from an older generation or political figure. It was the sound of youth, warning the adults in the room that they were about to burn everything to the ground, over nothing, over balloons. Nena didn't have to scream. She didn't have to beg. Her voice floated just above the chaos, calm but haunted, the eye in the storm. And maybe that's why it cut through language barriers. Whether you understood the lyrics or not, you could feel the urgency in her delivery. She was singing from a place most people outside of Europe couldn't truly imagine. The front line of a potential war hidden behind pop hooks and eyeliner. When 99 Luftballons was recorded in English as 99 Red Balloons, it wasn't just a translation, it was a transformation. The original German title doesn't actually say red in the title like the English version. Luftballons literally means air balloons or just balloons, the kind filled with air floating freely. The red part is something the English version added to both the title and the lyrics not found in the German version to sharpen the imagery and match the song's intense mood. The German version is much more direct, darker, and more politically charged. It describes generals scrambling jets and the world ending over a tragic misunderstanding. It ends with a haunting image, Nena finding a red balloon and reflecting, a final gesture that echoes the song's haunting beginning. The English version, while catchy and clever, softens that blow. Some of the nuance gets lost in translation. It focuses more on vague anti-war themes and poetic metaphors. This is what we've waited for. This is it, boys. This is war. Rather than the sharper geopolitical satire of the original. And then there was the music videos. In the German version, Nena walks through a bombed-out wasteland. It's raw, grim, and grounded. The imagery lingers on destruction with no distractions. In the English language cut, a lot of that footage is still there, but it's edited differently. Now it's intercut with soft-lit shots of the band performing on a stage, giving it more stylized and dreamlike feel. The mood shifts from stark aftermath to something more abstract and emotional. It's not that one is better than the other, but the English version feels less like a direct warning and more like a metaphor. A little less grounded, a little more distant from the devastation at its core. Together, they show just how differently the same story can be told, depending on who's listening. What happened next was something no one, not even Nena, could have predicted. A protest song, sung in German, went to #1 in countries all over the world. In the UK, it hit the top of the charts. In the US, the German version peaked at #2, only held back by Van Halen's Jump. The English version did not do so well in the US. It didn't even make it on the Billboard Top 100 list. But this wasn't just a novelty hit. The world was listening, and in some cases, reeling. In certain places, radio stations refused to play the German version. It was too intense, too foreign, too real. The sanitized English version helped it break into more markets, but even then, the message came through. You could dance to it, sure, but you couldn't ignore it. In West Germany, it became an anthem of a generation, not of optimism, but of awareness. Teenagers and young adults who had grown up in the shadow of the wall suddenly had a soundtrack that said, "Yeah, we see what's happening, and we're not okay with it." Decades later, 99 Red Balloons hasn't drifted out of sight. It's still floating above us, just as haunting, just as catchy, and somehow still relevant. Whenever tensions rise, whether threats, military buildups, or global miscommunication, the song reappears like clockwork. It's been covered, remixed, parodied, and re-released, but the original still hits hardest. Not just because of the melody, but because we still haven't learned. What Nena gave us wasn't just a hit, it was a brightly colored warning, reminding us how quickly everything can fall apart when we stop thinking and start reacting. It's not just about the Cold War, it's about how close we always are to letting fear do the talking. So next time you hear that chorus, just don't hum along, think about what it's really saying. This wasn't just a Cold War time capsule, it's a mirror. One that still reflects the fear, confusion, and chaos we carry with us today. But what do you think? Which video hits harder for you? The haunting ruins of the German original, or the dreamlike haze of the English cut? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you're into peeling back the layers of iconic songs like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more closer listens every week. And as always, be in the moment.